Hi everybody, today we're going to speak a little bit about the spreading attack surface with AI embedded everywhere. I have an article there that's covering a new approach which is fairly interesting about how attackers use AI prompt injection in the automation of your process and actually try to exploit it to drop payload to take action against your systems. So what we see there is hiding instruction in README file. This is very smart of open source project or other, who cares? But open source is way more easy because anybody can commit a file and you can actually, they attacker usually dump an existing project, copy it, fork it, and then use some type of squatting and they hide the poisoning into it, or sometimes they even commit it. But what's happening in this one, aside of the obvious attack, with the user automating the setup and agents that follow the instruction, actually the agent pass the file and trigger the prompted attack. But what's interesting, it's a semantic ingestion attack, and it's embedded in the installation file as it's written, but the intent is to leak sensitive local file and information like authentication token, key, etc. Because when you have an automation, you usually have some authentication token to have this process to work by itself. And what's happening is the instruction are also very well implemented so as the human reader cannot catch them from the beginning. So it's kind of spread around in the file. This is kind of explained there, the warning in the structure, and the human reviewer actually missed the instruction. So it's not easy to spot when you take it at the first look. So this is triggering some new way of attacking system that you may not have been thinking about when you actually deployed automation in your processes. We can see that the risk of prompt injection in automated process has been raised already back in December 2025, where your AI copilot can be hacked with words. That's interesting because we used to have binaries, buffer overflow or exploit on systems rather than words. And right now, the exploitation is actually using human languages to trigger that. And the defense mechanism are not used to detect this kind of behavior. If you think about an antivirus or an EDR, it's designed to detect the behavior of binaries, not the behavior of system interaction with an actual natural language processing system, which is like an LLM. So that's kind of tricky because you have to first filter what you download and execute in your machine, but also from a human text content standpoint, like in like some digital censorship for unsuitable verbs for machines. And that's kind of very, very, very challenging because, as you can guess, the attack surface with this approach is huge. If you don't want to block the functionality of the system, this is very, very challenging. Many people use the well-known OpenClaw AI process right now. They use that to automate a lot of their process using MCP server, integrating a lot of tool and approach to get communication done, to get the integration with their live messenger solution and stuff like that. And this is a growing attack surface because the same way the instructions are hidden in README file, the same way such injection can be hidden or integrated in messages. So this is pretty hard to catch. We don't have like AI interaction firewall or MCP firewall. You start to see some security solution considering the AI attack surface from many, many approaches, from the model poisoning approach, from the implementation standpoint, you see some MCP security gateway coming up. But when you think about that, this is so big and a different model context to protect that it's quite challenging even for IT in operation right now, due to the fact that people bring their own AI. We don't have a unified AI platform right now. There are a lot of AI opportunity, a lot of applications that come with embedding AI, either using API or running local portable models. So this is kind of challenging to get set up. So you should be aware of it. And the policies of your organization, or if you are an individual like me, the way you behave, be aware about this action if you use AI, and consider that anything that you submit to AI could be processed that way. This is the same challenge if you use a RAG network, retrieval aggregation, augmented, well, the data gathering to get AI more content to process. The same thing happen if you get some poison content, it could be exploited as well. So this is something to watch for. Ideally, your AI automation should run with low priority and a minimal amount of write on the machine, because the least privilege, so called, because it could go sideways pretty fast. We saw the story I spoke about in previous video. So be aware, anything that you put in automated process right now is part of your attack surface, and you should make sure that you filter this. There is no formal process yet or tool to detect hidden instruction for LLM. Therefore, you may need to put some sanitization, like ignoring whatever is put in while you want the text context to be processed, but you don't want the instruction. And this is not yet there. This is not. There is no easy way out of that. So be aware. And when you implement this solution, do not put your sensitive critical infrastructure process under control of the AI automated process, because otherwise this may lead to some very, very bad surprise. I hope this is going to help. Wishing you a great day and see you in the next one.